Okay, this is just a quick video to help anyone that's trying to reduce the complexity of their model. So the verts, the polygons, the tris, whichever unit of measurement you're using. If you're trying to make a lower, reduce the poly count of your model, this is one way of doing it. Now this model's already skinned and weight painted to the bones. So one way to go about this is if I don't make a duplicate of this, if I just start editing it while it's skinned, you'll see what happens. I'll show you quickly. Let's just go to edges. So the best way, the quick way of doing this is just deleting the edges. So it's Control Shift larger than sign and then Control Delete. A more efficient way where you retain the structure of your model is to actually, I'm just going to go back to modeling, is to actually merge at center. This way, and you can just press G to repeat that action. It retains the silhouette of your model far better than if you just go and delete edges. But it takes longer, so you be the judge on which route you want to use. But I'm just showing you both. Come on, I do that. And naturally, why? What is it doing? Okay. Alright, so as you can see there, we've just reduced two edges down to one. But like I said, there's the other route is just hold. Come on. Right. Control Shift greater than sign. Control Delete. Let's do that again. So let's just reduce the polygons on this model. And if you don't hold in Control and Delete, if you just hit Delete, you're not really reducing it because the vertices are still there. So it's important for you to hold Control when you do that, so that you can actually remove the vertices as well. Okay, that's basic stuff. But for those who don't know, okay, just reducing it to give you an example of what it can look like if you do that. So now we've done that. Now just go back to animation or rigging and we scrub. You're going to see it's actually going to look rather broken. Look at that. And let's just say you've spent a whole day just doing this, and all of a sudden you scrub the timeline and see that your model completely freaks out. It can freak out way worse than this. I'm going to undo all this. Do all the damage I've done, because it's so important that you keep your original mesh. And if you've done damage to your original mesh, I'll show you what you can do. Give you a perfect example. Yeah, we've done, let's just say we've done some serious damage, like you can see we've deleted those edges. All you need to do is just import your model again, and it'll just overwrite that one with a working model. So don't freak out completely if that's the case. I'll just do it now quickly. Okay, click on it. It hasn't overwritten it. So let's have a look. Did it drop in a new one? No, it just avoided it completely. So what we can do, that's another way of doing it, just say broken and then re-import, and it'll import it. So it seems to avoid overriding any work I've done, but things that haven't been changed or things that are missing, it adds them. So there's the working mesh. I'm just going to bring this to the top. Let's give it a moment. It's a lot of bones. And you'll see why I've got those expanded in a moment. Okay, so that's the original mesh, and that's the broken one. Broken because when it animates, it will deform and freak out. There's a good example. So the more we reduce the poly count, the more it'll freak out. But that's fine. Don't worry about it. So I'm just going to hide that one. We won't be using it anymore. Well, yeah, we don't have to hide it. Just Control Shift H. All we need to do is duplicate it. Okay, so we're just going to go and say duplicate. Oh, no, let's put it at the bottom. That's alright. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not in the mood to drag it to the top. Alright, now we can hide this one. Okay, but the duplicate now doesn't have the weights. So there's the original model, and here's our one that's reduced. But the moment we duplicate it, it loses the weights, and that's actually exactly what we want. So I want to hide the working one. Control H. Alright, so with this one, we want to select all the relevant bones that we want to assign to it. I'm going to select a bunch of things that I don't need, but that's alright. We'll just work around that. And I'm just going to do an automatic bind skin. It's going to give us a little error there, because I selected a bunch of stuff that I shouldn't have, but it's fine. Let's give it a moment. Alright, so now it's bounded, and all of a sudden, it's going to be better again. So we've got the reduced poly count, and it's looking better. But something I would suggest to do before you do that is, it's always good just if you make changes, go delete non-deformer history. And in this case, there's a -90 in X, but in most cases, I would probably freeze the transformations as well before you do any binding. Okay, so now we select that mesh there, which is the one at the bottom. It's the one we've reduced, and we duplicate it, which dropped the weights. We're going to repeat that step, so bind the skin. Only reason why I went undo is just to show you that you should actually just delete the non-deformer history. Okay, so as you can see, as we saw earlier, it animates just fine now, except for areas where it actually needed some weight painting originally, and we'll see those areas now. Look at that. Ouch. How do we fix that? I'll show you another solution. Come to the original model, which the reason I'll actually hide this one so you can actually see. Hide that one, and I'll show you the original, what that's supposed to look like. Shift H. As you can see there, those wings are supposed to look like that. So I am going to just hide the original, reveal the one we're working on, and all we need to do is select the hidden original one, select the new one, and go to skin and copy weights. That's the settings I use, and click apply. Okay, so it didn't work so well. I want to undo that, and I think we need to go back to frame 0 and try again. Let's make sure both are selected. There's the original, there's our reduced one. It's called broken, but we fixing it. It's not going to be broken for very long. So we copy weights, apply, close, and let's see, did it work? Bingo, it worked. So just like that little step I had to remind you of deleting the non-deformer history. You just clearly saw the errors that will come if you're not at frame 0 or if you haven't gone back to your bind pose. Okay, I hope that helps anyone that's been trying to reduce reduce the polys, the try count, or like I said, whichever form of measurement you're using. If you're trying to reduce your model, but I've found that problematic because it's already skinned and weight painted and animated and all that jazz. There is hope. There is hope. Okay, alright, take care, bye.